Let's very quickly run through autofill, quick analysis, flash fill, and text to columns. So we have Monday up here. This is part of a series, and we're going to begin dragging that down using the handle. We see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so forth. And we get all the way down to Sunday. And when we're done with this, we have our autofill options here. Well, what we've got right now is weekdays and weekends. Perhaps we only want the weekdays. I'm going to go ahead and change this, and I'm going to select fill weekdays. And what you'll see is the Saturday and Sunday will disappear. So notice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So what we've done is we've created a series of only weekdays. So if we come over here to January, we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going to go to January, February, March, April, May, June, July. And as you see, we're just going to build it out, and we'll go all the way to December. And again, that's all of the months. When we click down on this, it's got fill months, and we've already done that, so we're good. So now we've got one, and what happens when we grab the handle on one and we start dragging it down is it's just going to copy one all the way down. And the reason for that is there's no pattern there. If we were to do 1 and then 2, correct? So we did 1 and then we did 2. We're going to just highlight both of those cells, and we'll start following that pattern, and it starts counting up for us. We also have a pattern here of 10 and 20. We're counting by 10, so 10, 20, and as we go down, we should see that actually go up by 10, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and all the way to 150. We have dates here, 1, 1, 1, 2, so the pattern is the days, so this should count up by day to 115. And here what we've got is a pattern of the last day of the month. So we collect those and we start coming down, and what we should end up with are the last days of the month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll see that that works exactly how we expected. So this is going to create a sequence or a pattern or a series depending on what your input is, and it just allows you to quickly autofill that, and it can do a pretty good job of detecting just about any pattern you put in there, and that is autofill. Quick analysis is a little bit different. Say that we were entering this data here. I'm going to look at these grades, so I'm just going to select all of these here. When I have that selection, I get my quick analysis toolbar here. When I click on that, it gives me a number of different options. So in this particular one, let's go ahead and we'll look and see how our grades were. We notice that we end up with some data bars there. We can see our good grades versus our poor grades. So it's going to color code based on the total number in there. We can see that Trinity did very well and I did not do as well. Quarter 3, I was probably the worst of the entire class. So there are a number of things that we can do there. We can begin taking this whole data set if we wanted to, and we can click on this and we can go to our charts, and we can look at our various charts, and it's going to give us an overview. So it's going to show the grades by quarter and how we all performed there. We can look at totals, and we should be able to get an average. So you can get averages by quarter. You can get your counts, your percents, those types of things. Tables, that would allow you to pivot. And then of course, spark lines, win-loss columns. So I can actually create a visual representation of my grades by quarter along with my final grade. So this is just a quick way to do some analysis. It's just basically all it's doing is it's taking all of the things that you would normally find in your data bar up top and allowing you to quickly access them from here. And I can combine and do multiples. This shows me my overall grades. Obviously, I did very well in Q4. I can see the same representation by color here. I didn't do so well in Q3, worst grade in the class overall for the entire year. Flash fill. This is going to detect patterns as you start entering information in. So I'm going to do DEETTA, and that's going to be 1. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to do ABB. And as I start typing that in, it is automatically detected. What I'm doing is combining those names. I simply hit enter, and what you see now is I have a full name column. It entered all that data for me. Here, for example, I want to collect just the days of the months. So we'll do 15, and then I'll do 29. And as I start typing, you'll see that it did it again. It did it very quickly. So I type the 2, and then it goes to autofill. You'll see that it's autofilling it in. And what that's giving me are the days from these dates, because it knows that I'm picking a specific field out of this information. And the same thing over here with zip code 29073. Oh, I need to do it properly. 29073. I did that. And then when I start typing here, I start typing the 2, and it knows that I'm getting exactly what I would expect for those zip codes. So you can see that this is basically using the data that's on the sheet to create new columns. Coming down to text to columns, which was another one that we talked about. Here what we're going to do is I'm going to select this column. I've got full names here. What I want to do is now split those. So I'm going to click on data, and I'm going to do text to columns, and I'm going to tell it delimited. And we're going to go ahead and use space. Now, you could turn these other ones on, but you'll notice it won't work. It can detect the space, so we're going to tell it to delimit at the space. And we're going to split right there at the space, and we'll finish that. And you'll notice the last names are now in column B. Now, I can do the same here if I want to. I can do text to columns on this date, right? And I'm going to do delimited again. Only this time, I'm going to use the other. And now I'm going to have month, day, and year in 3 separate columns. When I hit finish, I end up with the year here, and this doesn't look right. Well, the reason for this is because I don't have my data properly set in that, and I don't have my data properly set in this. They were set as date. So what happens is it's going to set to date. But you'll notice when I set them back to general, these are the months, these are the days, these are the year. And again, I want to be able to do this one. This one I'm probably going to have to do twice, but let's see what we can do. We're going to go to our data. We're going to do text to columns. I'm going to hit delimited. I'm going to hit, so I've got other here. And on this particular one, I'm going to try to do something interesting. I'm going to do comma because I want to split the city out. Then I'm going to hit other, and I'm going to put period. And what it did is, you see, I was able with one command to split these completely out. So when I hit finish, I've got city, state, and zip. And that's a pretty powerful feature. So autofill is basically building your data based on series, and then you can adjust those series as you wish. It's smart enough to pick up on just about any series you can throw in there. Quick analysis allows you to look at your data and, without going into any formatting menus, adjust and find outliers, for example, or to add graphical elements to better describe your data. Flash fill allows you to take 2 adjoining cells and combine them in a 3rd cell, or to pick out a specific portion of the text and then make it work in the adjoining cell. And then text to columns is used to split various data into multiple columns. And those are some of the most common data input solutions that you're going to find in Microsoft Excel.